Jason hunched over his desk, weary but resolute. The room was dimly lit, the only source of light being the soft glow of his laptop screen. Papers were scattered around him, filled with notes and ideas that had come to him in the dead of night. His eyes were heavy, but his mind was sharp, focused on the task at hand. His tired fingers danced across the keyboard, chasing a story only he could tell. Each word was a step closer to his dream, a dream he had nurtured since he was a child. The characters in his story were like old friends, their lives intertwined with his own. He could see their faces, hear their voices, and feel their emotions as if they were real. The clock ticked past midnight, but his spirit remained unyielding. The world outside was silent, but inside his room, a symphony of thoughts and ideas played on. He was in a race against time, but he didn't mind. This was his passion, his calling. The late hours were a small price to pay for the fulfillment he felt. His novel, a labor of love, neared completion. Every sentence was a piece of his soul, every paragraph a reflection of his journey. He had poured his heart into this work, and now it was almost ready to be shared with the world. The thought of others reading his words filled him with a mix of excitement and fear. He was determined to finish the draft, no matter the cost. The sacrifices he had made, the sleepless nights, the missed social gatherings, all seemed worth it now. He could see the finish line, and nothing was going to stop him from crossing it. His determination was unwavering, his resolve unbreakable. Sleep could wait, his dream wouldn't. The world could wait, his story couldn't. He was in a state of flow where time seemed to stand still and nothing else mattered. His fingers moved with a life of their own, guided by the story that was unfolding in his mind. He was the dream weaver, and this was his masterpiece. Each keystroke was a victory against the doubts that gnawed at him. The fear of failure, the fear of not being good enough, all faded with each word he typed. He was proving to himself that he could do it, that he was capable of achieving his dreams. The keyboard was his weapon, and he wielded it with precision and grace. The rejections, the self-doubt, they all faded as his world narrowed to the glow of his laptop screen. He had faced many obstacles on this journey, but he had overcome them all. The glow of the screen was a beacon of hope, guiding him through the darkness. He was almost there, almost at the end of his journey. He wrote about love, loss, and the resilience of the human spirit. His characters faced challenges, just as he had, and they emerged stronger for it. Their stories were a reflection of his own, a testament to the power of perseverance and hope. He poured his own experiences into his writing, making it rich and authentic. Little did he know, his own story was mirroring the one he was pouring onto the page. As he wrote about his characters' triumphs and tribulations, he was also writing his own story of determination and resilience. The lines between fiction and reality blurred, and in that moment, he realized that he was not just a writer but a dream weaver crafting a tapestry of dreams and aspirations. The harsh fluorescent lights of the copy shop seemed to mock him. They cast an unforgiving glare, highlighting every crease in his brow, every line of worry etched on his face. It was as if the lights themselves were a reflection of his inner turmoil, a constant reminder of the struggles he faced. He was picking up yet another batch of his manuscript, freshly printed and bound, ready to be sent out into the world. Each page was a piece of his soul, meticulously crafted and painstakingly revised. He had poured his heart into every word, hoping that this time, someone would see the value in his work. Each thud of the photocopier was a painful reminder of his previous attempts, each one met with a resounding thud of rejection. The sound echoed in his mind, a constant reminder of the countless times he had tried and failed. It was a symphony of disappointment, each note a testament to his perseverance and his pain.
He remembered the sting of each rejection email, the polite but firm no that chipped away at his confidence. Each email was a dagger to his heart, a reminder that his dreams were still out of reach. The words were always the same, a carefully crafted rejection that left him feeling hollow and defeated. He thought of the countless hours spent crafting query letters, each one a masterpiece of brevity and persuasion, only to be met with silence. He had agonized over every word, every sentence, trying to convey his passion and his vision. But no matter how hard he tried, his efforts were met with indifference, his words lost in the void. The memory of his dreams crashing against a wall of indifference made him wince. He had dared to hope, dared to believe that his work would be recognized, that his voice would be heard. But each rejection was a blow to his spirit, a reminder that the world was not ready for his vision. And yet, despite the pain, he continued to write, driven by a relentless desire to share his story with the world.
Jason sat alone in his dimly lit apartment, the rejection letters scattered around him like fallen leaves. He was at his lowest point, the weight of his failures crushing him. His shoulders slumped, his gaze unfocused. Was he fooling himself, he wondered? Was his dream nothing more than a foolish fantasy? He thought about giving up. Why subject himself to this constant cycle of hope and rejection? The world was filled with aspiring writers, all chasing the same elusive dream. Was he just another face in the crowd, destined to be forgotten? Doubt, like a venomous serpent, coiled around his heart, squeezing the life out of his passion. One chilly evening, seeking solace, Jason wandered into a cozy bookstore tucked away on a quiet street. He browsed aimlessly, his heart heavy with despair. "Lost, are you?" the old man asked kindly, his voice a low rumble. Jason, hesitant at first, found himself confiding in the stranger.
The old man listened patiently, nodding understandingly.
Every great journey begins with a single step. Rejection is just a redirection. It's the universe's way of nudging you towards your true path.
His words, simple yet profound, struck a chord deep within Jason. He realized he had a choice, to succumb to his doubts or to rise above them.
The old man's belief in me, a complete stranger, ignited a spark of hope within me.
He left the bookstore that evening with a renewed sense of purpose. He would not let the rejections define him. They were merely stepping stones on his path to success. He would keep writing, keep submitting, keep believing.
Section 6. Words take flight. Fueled by a newfound determination, I returned to my writing with a vengeance. Every keystroke felt like a step closer to my dreams, a tangible manifestation of my inner fire. The quiet of the early morning hours became my sanctuary, a place where my thoughts could roam free and my creativity could flourish. I wrote with a rawness and honesty that surprised even me. Each sentence was a revelation, peeling back layers of my soul that I had long kept hidden. The intensity of my emotions poured onto the page, creating a tapestry of words that was both beautiful and haunting. The words flowed effortlessly, as if guided by an unseen force. It was as though the universe itself was conspiring to help me tell my story, to share my truth with the world. The more I wrote, the more I felt a sense of liberation, a freedom that I had never experienced before. I poured my heart and soul into my manuscript, each word a testament to my resilience. The pages became a canvas for my pain, my joy, and my unwavering determination. I wrote about the battles I had fought, the victories I had won, and the lessons I had learned along the way. I wrote through the night, fueled by coffee and the sheer force of my will. The darkness outside mirrored the depths of my thoughts, but the light of my desk lamp kept the shadows at bay. Each sip of coffee was a reminder of my commitment, a small ritual that kept me grounded and focused. I wrote about my struggles, my fears, and my unwavering belief in my dream. The words became a mirror, reflecting my innermost thoughts and desires. I delved into the depths of my psyche, exploring the fears that had held me back and the dreams that had propelled me forward. I wrote about the kindness of strangers and the transformative power of hope. Their stories intertwined with mine, creating a mosaic of human experience that was both unique and universal. The simple acts of kindness I had witnessed became symbols of hope, reminders that even in the darkest times there is always light. I wrote until my fingers ached and my eyelids drooped, but I refused to give up. The physical exhaustion was a small price to pay for the sense of accomplishment that filled my heart. Each word was a step closer to my goal, a testament to my perseverance and my unyielding spirit, and as the first light of dawn broke through my window, I knew that my words had truly taken flight. Section 7. A Glimmer of Hope. Weeks later I sat at my desk, my heart pounding in my chest. An email from a literary agent sat unread in my inbox. I had sent my manuscript out again, this time with a renewed sense of hope, but the fear of rejection still lingered, a dark cloud threatening to overshadow my optimism.
Taking a deep breath, he clicked on the email. The words jumped out at him. I was captivated by your story. I would love to discuss representing you. Jason reread the email, his mind struggling to comprehend the words. Could this be real? Was his dream finally within reach?
Section 8. The Sweet Taste of Victory. The old man's words echoed in my ears as I signed the publishing contract. It was a moment I had dared to dream about but never truly believed would come true. I had finally done it. My novel, once a collection of rejected manuscripts, was going to be published. I thought of all the rejections, the self-doubt, the moments when giving up had seemed like the only option. Yet, I had persevered. I had clung to my dream, nurtured it, and refused to let it die. And now, I was reaping the rewards of my unwavering belief. Section 9. Beyond the Horizon. I gazed out at the city lights, a sense of profound gratitude washing over me. I had overcome my challenges and emerged stronger, more resilient. My journey had just begun. I was no longer just an aspiring writer, I was an author. I knew there would be more challenges, more obstacles to overcome. But I was ready for them. I had stared failure in the face and emerged victorious. I had found my voice, shared my story, and touched the hearts of readers. And that, I realized, was the greatest reward of all.